moving on and living a totally different life in light of the fact that I have achieved the trophy of declutter. We have decluttered and it's past tense. And now we're like ever onward and upward. And it's no, decluttering is just something we're going to get good at because we're going to practice it so much. And it's not actually a big deal. Hi, I'm Mystie Winckler, author of the book Simplified Organization, Learn to Love What Must Be Done. Welcome to Simply Convivial, where we embrace the beauty of our ordinary everyday work with joy and purpose. After all, convivial means cheerful, friendly, and full of life, exactly how we want our homes to feel. Today I have a clip from last year's Declutter workshop. Every February inside Convivial Circle, we do a declutter challenge where you keep track of decluttering for 10 minutes, 20 times in February. This clip from last year goes over why these small baby steps of decluttering work way better than dedicating a whole day to decluttering. So grab a basket of laundry to fold or a drawer in your kitchen to declutter, and let's dig in. A lot of the decluttering stuff that's out there is from a minimalist perspective. And it's almost as if definitely you have to declutter if you want to be a minimalist. But it's almost like once you start decluttering, the end goal must be to be a minimalist. Like, why else would you be decluttering? It's like, there are other reasons to declutter. When you've started a declutter project in your life, that does not mean that you are on the path of minimalism. You don't have to be a minimalist to declutter. And a part of that minimalist picture of decluttering seems to be that it is this project that you're doing to make over your life. And once you get rid of X amount of stuff or X percentage of your stuff, then like you've arrived. You've become a minimalist. As long as you get rid of enough stuff, then you're a minimalist. And now you have this whole other lifestyle. And it's this obstacle course or qualifying event that then moves you up a new level or remakes your life. And then you're a new kind of person. You're going to do life differently now because you've passed over, you've jumped the hurdle. Decluttering was the thing that like reset. I think that Marie Kondo in her original book, which I haven't read her magical something, life-changing magic of tidying up. But I have heard that one of the things that she says is that decluttering is something you do once. Like you just go through and you're getting rid of things. And this is a life-changing event, as in it's something that you do and then you're on the other side of it. And that is not the family life experience of decluttering. Decluttering for moms with lots of kids, a busy household, decluttering is just a way of life. Decluttering is our lifestyle. We keep decluttering all the time, and we never get to the point of being a minimalist. We're going to be experts at the process of decluttering by the time our kids are grown and gone, and yet our home is going to be full of stuff. Because even while we were decluttering, our goal ought not be to get rid of as much as possible and to own as little as feasible, but it's just to manage and steward our resources. And that means our purchasing power resources, our spending and consuming and getting. There is that side of it that we do need to steward. We also need to steward our space. And so that's why we have to declutter, is because space is finite and the stuff changes. Kids grow, kids change hobbies, they need things. There's just a constant cycle of stuff, accessories, the stuff of life. There are things that we're going to need for a season, and then we're going to need to get rid of them. This is just the ebb and flow of life. And so we have to declutter at least periodically, if not regularly or even every day, just making it a little bit here and there, because we don't even actually want to stop the inflow of stuff. That includes groceries, right? We need more food coming in. And at some point, that means we're going to have to put some order and shuffle things around in the pantry and get rid of the things that are broken or expired and figure out, oh, wait, I bought this for this other thing. I never actually used it. Now it's sitting here. I should just use it. The management of the stuff in our home and the space in our home is just a part of our job as home managers, as homemakers. And so decluttering is a constant. And that's not a problem. And that doesn't mean that we've been doing it wrong because we keep doing it. It just means life is actually being lived. People are actually growing and using things and needing things. And so there's an aspect of management that's just our job. I think sometimes the promise or the allure of a minimalist type life is like, if I just get rid of stuff, I won't have to manage a bunch of stuff. But what if managing stuff is just our job? If we just get good at it, what if instead of trying to cut out as much as possible, we just roll up our sleeves and get to it and realize it's not actually as big of a deal as we thought it was. It's amazing how much that mindset shift helps when you go from trying to put as little effort into something as possible to realizing that the effort isn't a big deal and I actually have enough energy to put forth the effort. Because when I accept that it's my job and it's actually good, it still takes the effort, but it doesn't feel painful anymore. And then I can do a lot more because there isn't that inner like expectation that my life is supposed to just be easy. Cassie says a body in motion is much easier to keep in motion than when you're sitting down and don't want to get started. So true. And that's why the decluttering process, like just getting up and getting started with 10 minutes is so helpful because it's a way to just get moving. And to, after you've gotten going, you realize, oh, this job wasn't as much effort as I thought it was going to be. And I can get a lot more done in 10 minutes than I thought. And once you have that kind of awakening, you put those pieces together in your life and it's, oh, I was inflating the amount of effort and the pain of this job in my head before getting started. And that was actually keeping me stuck in probably not just that area, but that probably then has an effect in other areas that we aren't even aware are connected. But once you put just a little bit of effort in, once that body is in motion and you notice that you're having a good effect and that your decluttering is making progress and you're seeing more order in your home, then the satisfaction in the work actually doesn't come from checking it off and moving on and leaving that phase of your life behind. I did the declutter thing and now I'm beyond that. We think that's what the satisfaction comes with, completing it and checking it off and moving on and living a totally different life in light of the fact that I have achieved the trophy of declutter. We have decluttered and it's past tense and now we're like ever onward and upward. And it's no, decluttering is just something we're going to get good at because we're going to practice it so much. And it's not actually a big deal. It's something I can just add a little here and there and do more in different seasons and less in other seasons. And I know that I'm going to come back around to it again. And I know that my goal isn't to finish and move on. And my hope for a total life makeover is not lodged in how well I declutter. Every 10 minutes is a little drill, a little practice session, and I'm getting better and better at the skill. So I'm actually going to be able to get more and more done in 10 minutes because I'm just better at it. Our job is just that stage manager for the action, right? But the action is the point, not the stuff. The majority of the homemaking, home decorating, minimalism stuff that's out there, the advice, but mostly just the photos and the image that's presented, makes us assume that our job is to have things look a certain way and achieve a certain aesthetic. And we want something so much better than that. Our home, the stuff, our space is all a tool to use for forming relationships with one another, for each individual to have relationships and connections and skills with stuff. And we have no idea what direction those are going to go or what's going to lead to what. And we don't want minimal people, right? We don't want to just cut people off at the pass from expanding their interest and skills and ability because it makes a mess, because it interferes with our image of what we want our home to look like. But what kind of person do you want your kids to become? And you want your kids to become people who work hard, who have a lot of interests, and who know how to put their stuff away. But sometimes we want the ability to put stuff away to come first. And actually, it's not how it works because you have to have stuff out. There have to be messes to get good at cleaning up messes. So they don't earn the right to messes by first being really good at cleaning them up. You make the mess, and then that's your opportunity for learning how to pick up. And it's a process that they have to repeat a ton of times too. And it's our job to point it out to them, to show them the way, to hold the line and say, okay, great. I'm so glad you have these projects. Now it's time to put them away. Yes, our stage needs props for life to be played out. Yes, Lisa says, for trinkets, try Dana White's container concept. When it's full, something has to go to make room for the new. That is a great object lesson and just super concrete way to teach our kids about cleaning things up and keeping stuff. And just the whole concept of space is actually an abstract concept that sometimes takes some of us a long time to learn. And so to just say humans don't have infinite resources of almost anything, not money, not time, not energy, not space. And to make that concrete with a container and say, you can keep whatever you want in this container, but then when it's full, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. That process right there of making those choices and those decisions, we might have to be with them through the painful part of it, but that is teaching them such an important concept and skill. And to actually look at things and think things through, what life skills that is giving our kids to have them actually work with space and stuff and make decisions on their own, where it's like, here, we have container, your choice of stuff. This is the home, has to fit in the home. Hands off on what, but this is your space. And maybe it's the garbage that's the problem. You say, well, donate it. You can give it to a friend. You can have maybe some other options as well that can be hugely helpful for our children. Because when we as moms make things too easy on them, they don't actually learn what they need to learn to be grown-ups themselves when they're grown-ups. And a lot of us are in that boat where we never actually had to be responsible in different ways until like suddenly, boom, You have a mom, you are the mom, you have a house, and you're like, but wait, I never learned how to be responsible. What's going on? I don't know what to do with myself. We need to be thinking about that with our kids. If we just make everything smooth and easy for them, we are not setting them up for success. All right. So keep up the decluttering efforts. So this February also will be our 4th annual Declutter Challenge, and we would love to have you join us. Convivial Circle is a community of women who want to excel at homemaking and do life cheerfully. And in February, we focus on decluttering and sharing those small wins with people who get it and who are doing the same work is so encouraging. You can join the Declutter Challenge by enrolling in Convivial Circle. Just go to convivialcircle.com. In your decluttering, remember to repent, rejoice, repeat.